When I was a kid, I was taught that Gandhiji is the father of our nation and he gave us freedom. At that age, I had no idea of what exactly he meant to us. But when I started to learn more of him, the more I realized his importance and significance. The number of stories I heard about him, the unforgettable events of our history, all these brought me close to him. A great leader, a true patriot, a truth seeker, a pacifist, a simple human, and many more. Gandhiji is beyond words. He is the epitome of humanity, and one can find many reasons to follow him and his principles.
Gandhiji's truthfulness mesmerizes me all the time. We learn from his introduction to The Story of My Experiments with Truth that Gandhiji's search for truth was a search for personal liberation. For him, truth is the sovereign principle. He worshipped God as of truth only. Where there is no truth, there is no true knowledge. Without truth, it is impossible to observe any principles or rules in life. Gandhiji always remembers us to have truth in thought, truth in speech, and truth in action. To the man who has realized this truth in its fullness, nothing else remains to be known because knowledge is necessarily included in it. Gandhiji was truthful to everyone around him, and he is the supreme model of moksha.
The most inspiring thing that I find in Mahatma Gandhi is his bravery to follow the path of nonviolence. For me, Gandhi is an extraordinary man who introduced the extraordinary idea of nonviolence to the world. During the early 90s, as we know, the world witnessed dreadful wars and bloodsheds. Amidst all these problems, Gandhiji stood for what he believed. He preached ahimsa. He considered nonviolence as the power of the powerless, as the power of the God, as the power of the truth and love that goes beyond this world. He proved to the world that nonviolence is the greatest force at the disposal of mankind by conquering the British Empire. Gandhiji, being a pacifist, worked for international peace. In today's world, the need of ours is to proclaim again the significance of Gandhian pacifism and nonviolence to solve the crucial conflicts between countries.
Mahatma Gandhi's life itself is a textbook. Simplicity is one of the heroic qualities that inspired me a lot. It is the essence of university. He conveyed the soul of these words through his own life, which made Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi Mahatma. Even though he was a lawyer, he had no arrogance. He dressed like a poor person and he only wore the clothes that were homespun made out of khadi. He once quoted, "I claim to be no more than an average man with less than average ability." These words convey us that what made him a hero can make anyone a hero only if they have the will to do right things and if they believe in truth and non-violence. As a result, simplicity and truth made Mahatma Gandhi hero of all generations.
I love Bapuji for the patriotism he showed and the leadership he took to free our country from foreign dominance. The British had ruled India with all their might and power. They had armies, weapons, money, anything and everything. Opposing them was never an easy task. But for the true patriot he was, Gandhiji couldn't tolerate his birthland being a puppet in their hands. He wanted liberation for his country at any cost. He didn't hesitate to come to the front line to lead a multitude of people against British rule. He was cruelly treated, was jailed many times, and despite of all these, he didn't give up, and his love for his motherland was never lost. He was always ready to do anything, even to die for the sake of the nation. This leader was determined to lead his followers to their aim, and this son never stopped until he freed his mother.
Gandhiji and his patience always remains as a candle in my path to happiness. Gandhiji's thoughts and action teach us the importance to be patient in our life. He adopted the way of truth, nonviolence, and patience towards all the atrocities to fight against a powerful British army. He once said that to lose patience is to lose the battle. I think we should take a pledge to be calm and patient towards any catastrophes in our life. Like Bapuji told, we should have a hope that sweet are the fruits of patience.
Gandhiji's idea of equality and his love for the world inspires me a lot. Mahatma Gandhi dreamt of equality among mankind, irrespective of caste and religion. He also stood for gender equality. He raised his voice against women oppression in the society. His philosophy of non-violence requires universal love, for Gandhi's love had no borders, no boundaries, no limits. And I am sure that it is because of the universal love in his heart. He is universally loved.